Okay. So I'm not actually sure my phone is waterproof. It should be, right? At least water resistance at this point. It feels like it's been a long time since I've gone in the rain. And my excuse, because I love the rain, my excuse has been my electronics. And I guess just the inconvenience of being wet and then entering places. But those are all false things, and I'm done with false things. And so are you. That's why you're here. Just do whatever. Because that's what you're supposed to do. Or whatever. This can't be long, but for some reason I felt like I had to get out that in my head I have the "Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful?" That song. Like a little bit more than that, but it's not about the singing of it. It's just something. Okay, so hello. Welcome or welcome back is something that I will start saying because I am going to be of service to the masses. I always knew that, but in this moment, well, not in this moment, contrary. In the prior videos and in this last couple weeks, I had this not confusion per se. It was an understood feeling that I just didn't have the language to communicate properly, but I was on the fence about whether my messages were for the masses or if they were for me. And I guess because I kept seeing other people read me my messages, I assumed there was no way I could be doing that for others. If that makes sense. But I've since realized that it's quite the opposite. This is the beginning, so I feel like this is a natural occurrence. I've been seeing a lot of shadows today on my left side. Whether they're real and... Oh! Hi! There's this little black cat that's been around my neighborhood and it's so little. I named her Gigi for obvious reasons. I've seen a lot of things about familiars lately, and obviously I'd be the stereotype, a little tiny black cat, but I have felt a calling towards her. It's been a while since I've had anything like that. Sorry, so I guess I was a little in my cycle and so focused on what I had to focus on. And I don't mean my real life. I don't mean like personal things, though I was dealing with that. I mean more like my spiritual guides or whatever was going on with me was making it seem like I really had to take everything for myself. And as we should. Everything that I say is for myself, but it doesn't mean that it's because it's not for others. And I guess that's where the disconnect was. I had been a little bit against tarots for a while. First, because I just wasn't feeling like they were assisting in the beginning. I felt at one point like maybe I was giving them too much power, and I feel like that can be true. But I did go a little overboard, and I did some things I don't want to mention with my first deck. And recently I went to a metaphysical store for the second time, because I think I mentioned the first time I went, and I grabbed a good haul of things. I feel like I was back in this world. Not that you need things to be in this world, and not that, I don't even like using the word spirituality if I'm honest, because it's almost too closed. It is just life. It is what life is. It's what life has always been to me. I just, you lose yourself a tiny bit and you start using vocabulary and words to try to adjust to your surroundings. And then you inevitably lose little bits of yourself, and then you remember. So here I am remembering, but I bought 3 tarot decks actually because they all called to me, and maybe I shouldn't have invested that much, but realistically I felt like it was the right move. 3 is a good number. All of them meant something different to me, and I feel like it's a good start to enter, how do I put this, into communicating with you. I feel like it's a more commonly understood way for me to get my thoughts into human language that will be more receptive to myself and to you, whoever you are. So yeah, that's probably something that I'm going to start doing soon. I did start kind of like, I wouldn't say setting up a spot to film, because if anything, it was like I set up my little altar again, which I had already, but when I moved, I had to kind of like, so I set that up, but I am still thinking of where I should set up more of like a actual be able to film situation. I am a little tired of doing it in my car. I was gonna go outside today at like to the beach or something, but it just didn't feel right. I had to have a conversation with my father that ended up giving me a lot of insight into my family. Not exactly what I was looking for in this specific vein, but very helpful regardless, and very grounding, which is something that I'm going to focus on a lot. I feel as though I lived a lot of time in my mind, which is fine, and it made me very mentally strong, and it made me powerful. But now I'm back to reconnecting, because you do need, I don't know who needs to hear this, it feels like actually a lot of people, but you need to nourish yourself. And I don't mean this in just a self-care way, even though self-care. Wow, that hit me so much more. But yeah, wow, that's crazy. Obviously, Self-Care by Mac Miller. He's a huge part of everything for me. But wow, that really just hit. Like, if you've seen the video, or if you haven't, or if you know him. Wow. Okay. If you know him, like, then you'll know this has been a weird week. And he's probably said things to you too. But yeah, you need to nurture yourself, because this physical body is what keeps us grounded here and what gives us the connection to affect our reality. So I have a powerful mind. Maybe you do too. Even the most powerful mind will not be as powerful as a powerful mind and body. That is why we talk about body as the temple, the unity of the three. You know, you have to focus on everything. Even being at peak, even knowing that you would be more powerful than people who are a little bit more physical, you know, like more a little bit on top of themselves, but they aren't as powerful in the mind. It's not a comparison game. You should be nurturing yourself. You should be trying to connect yourself. And I'm saying this to me, but it just does feel like other people need to hear it. I am someone who, for example, when I was having a lot of stuff going on a couple months ago, I lost a lot of weight because I kind of just stopped eating. Some of it is a means to lighten myself in like a spiritual sense, and in a sense of like restarting, refreshing. But sometimes you go too far and then you forget that you have to be human. Like, my time is not done here. Whether it be forever, it be for now, my time is not done, and my body deserves what it deserves, and it needs it. It needs it to continue. And you know, this is like a strange video today, because there's like little bits and pieces and then this, but that's what it is, because I am so ridiculously sweaty that I can't possibly stay here any longer. My hand hurts, gotta figure out a new way to film, and I've barely looked at the camera. But that is what it is today. Today was this, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. I hope you have a wonderful rest of this 999 week. If you're anything like me, you know just how much that means. It feels like this has been 15, 16 years in the making. So wish you all the best. Good travels, good everything that you're doing. Nourish yourself. Really nourish yourself, and don't rush it. Nourish yourself the way that you know you need to.